What's up, movie crew? Welcome to a different type of video. Due to an issue I had recently, I am going to be posting a different type of video for the next few weeks. We're going to keep it movie related, but keep in mind these next few weeks I will be posting some different stuff. Anyway, today I thought I would share my 5 worst theatrical experiences of 2022. Now, before I get into this, if you are new to this channel, my name is Luke, this is Let's Watch a Movie, and if you're in anything cinema and physical media related, you've come to the right place, so hit that subscribe button. Alright, so these are actually going to be in order from what I consider to be my bad experience, but not the worst, to my worst experience in theaters of 2022. So, without further ado, let me tell you my number 5. Number 5. Alright, number 5 happened in, I believe, June of this year. I went to go see Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. Now, this is not a negative towards the movie. In fact, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On is a great movie. I even have an unboxing for the A24 shop exclusive. Pin comment down below for anyone who wants to check that out. But with both seeing this, as well as when I saw Thor: Love and Thunder, as you know, Thor: Love and Thunder is a Marvel movie. That means that when the credits start rolling, you don't leave yet. Same thing, well, not necessarily the same thing with Marcel, but they had a little bit of an epilogue that takes place at the end of the movie. So you get the conclusion of Marcel, you get the title card, you get a bit of an epilogue, and then the credits start rolling. And with Thor: Love and Thunder, you gotta wait around for the post-credit scenes. So my local theater were letting people in for the next showing of both of these movies. Yes, one's an A24 film that wasn't necessarily, doing blockbuster numbers, but there were still people in the theater, and you've got people coming in for the next showing. That means for both Thor: Love and Thunder and Marcel the Shell, they didn't clean the theater before the next showing. And this has actually happened on the other end as well, where I'm going into a show and you can still see trash on the floor. But that one doesn't necessarily fit my top 5. But number 5 is for both Thor: Love and Thunder and Marcel the Shell, because the same thing happened with 2 different movies of 2 different calibers, happening at different times at my... Number 4. This happened when I saw Nope. Alright, again, just like with Marcel the Shell, I enjoyed Nope. I will have my review down below so everyone can see that I did indeed enjoy this movie. The problem I had was when I went to go buy my ticket. I do not have the Regal app on my phone because the app has caused my phone to act up. I could not order my ticket at the kiosk outside of my movie theater because the kiosk never works. So I had to go inside and order the ticket. This was opening weekend, so they had shows pretty much an hour apart at the beginning of the day, an hour apart at the end of the day, and in the middle they had two different screens where they were about half an hour difference. So the earliest showing was 11:30, and my plan was to go see the 12:30 showing. I get there at 11:50 and order my ticket for Nope. To which the woman then proceeds to give me a ticket for the 11:30 showing, the one that's already playing. So I said, excuse me, this is the one that's already playing. I want to see the 12:30 showing. Well, for whatever reason, she tries to give me a ticket for the 2:30 showing. I said 12:30. I was losing my patience with this individual because I had to say on 3 different occasions, I want the 12:30 showing. In case you don't know this by now, my local Regal has probably some of the worst customer experiences I've had. Their customer service is trash, and this proves it. Number 3. This one happened when I saw DC's League of Super Pets. So I went to an earlier showing, I believe on a Thursday or a Friday, because I try to get the reviews up as fast as possible. And I knew going into this, because it came out during the summer, that I was going to be in a theater with some kids. It happens. The problem was the fact that the kids were not behaving. Parents, if you're going to take your kids to the theater, please make sure they're behaving. Make sure they're actually sitting in their seat. And if they start screaming, then you take them out of the theater. The movie itself wasn't bad. But when you're trying to watch a movie, and when you do what I do, and you're trying to make sure you have mental notes ready for a review, it's very difficult to keep up with certain scenes when someone behind you, or in one case, in front of you, just starts screaming. Or you've got kids playing musical chairs all of a sudden. It definitely took away from my overall experience of seeing the movie. And again, not a bad movie. Want to see it if you're a DC fan or you like animated stuff. It's worth checking out. But my experience seeing it in theaters, not so much. Alright, my second worst experience in a movie theater this year. And that was in April when I finally watched Morbius. Now, unlike the other movies that I have discussed where I at least had some enjoyment watching them, Morbius is a bad movie. To make things worse, I saw the earliest showing I could see, which was on a Thursday. And they do reserved seating at my local theater. And I'm not one of those where I want to be in the middle at this particular spot. No. I usually try to get an end seat so that once the credits start rolling, I can get up out of there, go to my car, and record my review. That's just how I do things. So, the showing for Morbius that I saw wasn't necessarily crowded, but there was a decent amount of people there. The part that bothered me was there were enough empty seats to where the people that were sitting beside me could have gotten different seats. So the people that were adamant to make sure that they were sitting with a crowd and had to sit right beside me was this married couple, I think. It was a couple. One of them stunk. It was enough to where I considered going over there and asking for another ticket. The person that chose to sit beside me kept getting up. This guy went through a bucket of popcorn before the movie started playing, went to the concessions, got another bucket of popcorn, and then, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Morbius, but the part where we get the villain reveal with Milo, this guy has to get up again to get a third bucket of popcorn, getting up right in front of my view of the movie on 3 different occasions, and that's just for popcorn. I think this guy also took multiple bathroom breaks during this time frame. I get if you have to go to the bathroom during the movie. I'm guilty of it myself. But this person got up probably 6 or 7 times during this movie, was loud. This person's significant other, I could smell them from 2 seats away. So I feel sorry for whoever was on the other side of this couple. And to top off the fact that I was already seeing a bad movie, these two made my movie watching experience for this movie that much worse. For the record, no, these experiences do not make my reviews any better or worse. I still would have hated Morbius had I been sitting by myself or with friends or with someone who actually stayed in their seat the entire time. And yes, this is only the second worst experience of 2022. Alright, my worst theatrical experience of 2022. Before I get into this, I want to warn anyone now that what I'm about to mention is not suitable for all ages. So if you think this is something you would not want to hear, I would strongly suggest checking out one of my other videos. I will have a pinned comment down below where you can see that I did actually have good experiences with certain movies that I discuss. It's just my actual theatrical experiences with these movies being bad. So, you've been warned before I go into this. My worst theatrical experience of 2022 was when I saw A24's Men. Now, I will say this is the one time where what happened in the theater did ruin my viewing experience for the movie, and I do need to give this one a rewatch. So, I'm watching the movie, and the people that are in the same row as me on the other end get up and leave. Now, they get up and leave while there is, spoiler alert for those that haven't seen the movie, they are doing a time-lapsed part of a decaying deer. I get it, animals. People don't want to watch that. So I was like, alright, this might be too much for them. Well, before they leave, they turn around and let everyone in the theater know that the person behind them was pulling a Pee Wee Herman in the theater. Yeah. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google Pee Wee Herman in a theater and you'll know what I mean. I'm trying to keep this as least explicit as possible. So there was probably 20, 25 people in the theater, I guess. And we're at the halfway point of this movie, and that's when these women blurt that out before leaving. So yeah, a couple of us get up and leave. It was to the point where they had to turn off the screen. By the time someone that works for the Regal went to go check, whoever was in there had already left. Because of that, I saw this movie I was trying to see it on a Friday. I had to go back the next day to watch the movie again. A24 films not necessarily being blockbusters, there's a little bit of a gap between some of the shows, and I wasn't able to see the second showing that they had that day, or in this case, I think it was the third. So I had to go back the next day because of what happened. In fact, there is even a video where I tell people, hey, just so you know, the review for Men is not going up tonight as planned. Here's why. And the part that just really disturbs me is the fact that when these women realized what was going on behind them, what was on screen was a time-lapsed video of a decaying deer. I still don't... Why would someone do this in a movie theater? And also, for those that don't know where I live at, I live in a very, very religious, conservative area. Like, the religious college in my area practically runs the city that I live in. So for that to happen was rather shocking. And the fact that it happened, just, wow. I don't even know what else to say on it. But yeah, that is easily the worst theatrical experience I've had, not only of 2022, but easily the worst theatrical experience. Alright, those are my 5 worst theatrical experiences that I've had in 2022. I do want to let everyone know now my next 3 videos. 2 of them are going to be shout-out pages. A lot of people have been asking about what other movie channels am I subscribed to. So I'm going to be turning that into 2 videos, given that I do both physical media and reviews. I want to make sure that I don't forget anyone. So we're going to do 1 video for reviewers that I'm subscribed to and 1 video for physical media people I'm subscribed to. The 3rd video will be, if you like Let's Watch a Movie, I'm going to recommend a couple of channels that are either the same size or smaller than my channel that I think you should check out. And that's going to do it for this one. If you are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. You like what you see, leave a thumbs up. Comment down below. What is your worst theatrical experience you've had when you went to go see a movie in theaters this year? But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you all for watching and tune in next time.